Hi guys, I know it's been a while, I just refused to watch The Rock fight with a fucking monkey called George, and I thought there'd be a bit of a lull since the film that we've all been waiting for the last 10 years, if you're an MCU fan, is coming next week. I can't wait to see it, I really can't, so I thought why not just start a new feature, because I absolutely love it all. I want to talk to you guys about how much I love the MCU, etc. So I thought let's just start it with my favourite MCU heroes. I thought it'd be the best thing to do, the best way to start it off. So rather than being called That Ginger Guy Reviews, I'm very inventively calling myself in this section That Ginger Guy Talks Marvel. So let's do my epic transformation from my Tom and Jerry t-shirt to... much better. Now with that pathetic transformation, cue the intro. Guys, a disclaimer before we start. This is my favourite from the MCU. This is my top 5, not yours, so please don't moan at me. And yes, I know that all of these things are completely different in the comic books. I do my research, I know the real stuff. Please don't worry. Just at the same time, enjoy it. And this is also about the actors and everything like that. It's everything engrossed and stuff in the MCU. Nothing to do with the comics, because that's not what we're talking about here. Let's just do it, Craig. Shut the fuck up. Now, I thought we'd start small. Yeah, I'm a fucking genius. Scott Lang in this instance is played by Paul Rudd, who we all know from Anchorman, This Is 40, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin, all those kinds of things. We know what he's like, we know he's fucking hilarious, and he brings that humour into this character. Now, Scott Lang himself in the comics, I don't think has the same sort of humour, but Paul Rudd didn't take that. He got ripped as fuck, of course, he works so well with Evangeline Lilly. But his humour with this movie, like when he turns into Giant Man and he goes into the small particle dimension shit that Michael Douglas goes on about, he makes all of it hilarious. When he turns into Giant Man and he's like, whoa, it just always makes me laugh. He's not a huge part of Civil War, but even his introduction into it when he's asleep in the van, he's still a down and out fucking idiot. He's a down and out in the entire first movie. The epic Thomas the Tank Engine fight, we can't forget that. Anthony the Ant, which always makes me cry, even though Anthony's actually a woman, because they're the only ones that can fly. Regardless, we know Marvel have got their holes and shit, we know all that. But the Scott Lang himself, Ant-Man, is an awesome hero. And Paul Rudd just makes him awesome. I fucking love Ant-Man. But number 4? Andy Dwyer. Sorry. I mean, Chris Pratt is of course Star-Lord, the tenacious leader, hilarious leader as well, of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Peter Quill for me is just this laid back dude that, reminds me of me a little bit, yeah. He truly kicks ass, and much like Paul Rudd, Chris Pratt brought all of his humour into this. I mean, it still makes me laugh to this day. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy came out a few years ago now, but that joke about if you put a UV light on this place, it looked like a Jackson Pollock painting, still just gets me. Chris Pratt improvised that because he's a fucking genius. Makes me laugh in Parks and Rec, makes me laugh in Jurassic World. The guy can do no wrong in my eyes. He's truly taken the Star-Lord and he's just made him amazing. Okay, look, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, maybe not as good as the first one or whatever, but he still shone a light on that entire movie. There was nothing wrong with Peter Quill. I think he's an absolute brilliant character, and I truly believe Chris Pratt embodies him. I can't imagine anybody else playing him. Can you? And I can't imagine this guy being played by anybody else. Oh look, another fucking Guardian. Dave Bautista is on this list, like everybody else for me, because he made the character and he's really funny, blah blah blah. But he's also on this list for me because he became a true ambassador as Drax the Destroyer. yeah, he's a bit mad and stuff, and he's like, you know, doesn't understand anybody, but that made him like an ambassador for people with autism. It made him more than the movies. Bautista made himself more than just the wrestler that screamed a lot and did up and down finger thummy things. It made Drax a huge thing, and probably, I know I like Star-Lord and he's on the list, probably a bigger character. Because of Bautista, he has done so much, and obviously we all know the stories in the news that he cried when he got the role, and it was his dream. We all know these kind of things, and we can tell he put 110% into playing Drax. Absolutely amazing, and it still makes me laugh to this day. And of course, oh, my nipples! Yummy. Look, I'm no perv. This truly is how much I love Scarlet Witch. It's not just all about Lizzie Olsen. Fetch me a towel. I love that she's underpowered. I know that sounds weird. I'm not a fucking idiot. Just let me explain. Look, in the comics, she is totally OP, and let's be honest, if you know about the comics, you could just literally just rip everything apart with her telekinesis powers. And let's not mention the fact that she's also Magneto's daughter. We almost see her at her full potential when she like breaks Vision into like a huge carbon form and smashes him down into the ground in Civil War. That was fucking awesome. That and their relationship, I think, is actually really quite a deep thing, and something that has just been about kicking ass and, you know, doing all these kinds of things with Cat Mac, etc. I really think that Scarlet Witch being so underpowered just shows huge potential in what she could eventually fuck up later on, just destroy shit. She's awesome. You know, when she cries in Age of Ultron and everything just gets blown up. That's just a little taste of what she can do. Give me more. She needs to show more, and I really do think she will at a certain stage in the MCU. I cannot wait for that. That and the fact that this pretty much took Lizzie Olsen away from her weird looking sisters now, and shows that the third sister is actually a lot better, a lot cooler, and kicks so much more ass, and really has cemented herself as one of the greats in the MCU, and a total kick-ass woman that I just cannot wait to see what explosion she may create. Speaking of kicking ass and some explosions, yeah, quit your booze, blah blah blah. I know that Winter Soldier used to be a villain and all that shit, but quite recently he's not, and it might have only been like half a movie, but I'm still counting this shit because he just kicked so much fucking ass. From the moment that we see him unmasked in The Winter Soldier, he has done nothing but kick ass. Sebastian Stan speaks his own native Romanian language to play him in certain stages in Civil War. He also managed to learn all this awesome knife choreography. So if you've seen it in Winter Soldier, him fighting with Cap with the knife and shit, he done all of that. That's no CG, that's him kicking some serious ass. He works so hard to play Winter Soldier, and he's got like a 1 million picture deal with them, etc. In the comics, he has a meaty backstory when it comes to him and Steve Rogers and who becomes Captain America, blah 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 blah. I hope that gets brought up later on in the MCU. The reason I love Bucky / Winter Soldier / Captain America 2.0, etc., is because in the entire MCU, taking away like Scarlet Witch's thing with Vision and all that, he has the meatiest backstory with, well, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Civil War, but who fucking cares, you should have done by now, when he kills Stark's parents, to the fact that he's been alive and, you know, Steve didn't even know and they had to fight each other, etc. Everything that is, but just the meat and the thick, medium rare steak for Bucky is just all been there. He has the best stuff. Not only that, but Sebastian Stan just does it so fucking well that I just love watching Winter Soldier. He hasn't got the funniest lines. He has a couple of funny ones with, you know, the Falcon and Spider-Man, but they're just sort of like little tiny one-liners. They're nothing really in comparison to everybody else, but I don't fucking care. Even when he's like a total arsehole at the end of Winter Soldier, he still kicks ass. I cannot get enough of that character. There is many people in the MCU, if this is a top 15 or a top 10 or whatever, I would explain a lot more about everybody else, but this guy for me just embodies the MCU. For me, he's the biggest story in the MCU with the most mysteries. There's not a lot of mysteries because it's a lot of cliche some of the time, but this guy's character and how Sebastian's doing it really is the best thing the MCU has going. I really hope it just, you know, goes off and does really, really well. So there you have it, guys. There is my first review, top 5 anything of That Ginger Guy Talks Marvel. Now, if you enjoyed my top 5, then please let me know, and of course if you don't agree with it, which some people may not, please leave your top 5 down there. I'd love to know, because it really does intrigue me. I really love all this quantifying shit about Marvel. I'm planning on doing a shitload more, so let's just keep this shit going. Now guys, before you go, please don't forget to watch some Marvel if you hadn't already, and don't forget to like, share with your friends, show all your Marvel buddies, even if you don't like it. Please let them know I'm doing this. Don't forget to press subscribe, you beautiful bastards. Ginge out.